Good morning, friends. I have 5 minutes until I get back to work. I just finished my morning walk and I'm about to have a smoothie. I made this smoothie at home. The ingredient is banana, Greek yogurt, milk, cinnamon, and pumpkin seeds. Yes, it's a bit small, but I'm gonna have it because I need to, have something. I just came back from how many steps? 8,000 steps. I have 2 more thousands to go, but I'm gonna finish it today, inshallah. So this video is gonna be about what I eat in a day, and I recorded everything that I ate yesterday, from breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner. And I hope you love this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you want more, and make sure you leave a beautiful comment. Okay, bye. So let's talk about what I eat in a day, but more importantly, let's talk about why I choose to cook at home. You see, there is this idea out there that home cooked meals are always cheaper. I used to believe it too, but here's the truth. Sometimes it's way more expensive, and that's okay. For me, it's not just about saving money, it's about knowing exactly what goes into my food. I remember one day I was halfway through a store bought salad and I realized I had no idea what half the ingredients were. Preservatives, probably. Extra sugars, definitely. From that moment, I decided if I can cook it myself, I will. And still, I do have, meals outside, but honestly, I do not enjoy them. I don't even know why. I can't explain it myself. So today I had a homemade, nutritious, and always delicious food. Starting with breakfast, I went with something light, packed with energy: a banana, Greek yogurt, milk, a handful of ice, a dash of cinnamon, all blended into a smoothie. But that wasn't enough for today. I also had a Greek yogurt bowl with fresh bananas, homemade granola, and chia pudding. Simple ingredients, right? But when you think about the cost of fruits, good quality yogurt, and making your own granola, it adds up. Still knowing exactly what's in my breakfast makes it worth every penny. Then came lunch, a hearty plate of lime and cilantro rice with beef stir fry and broccoli. The freshness of cilantro and tanginess of lime, it just makes everything pop. But here's the thing, buying fresh cilantro, high quality beef, and organic broccoli, it's not the cheapest meal. Yet there is something so satisfying about preparing it yourself and knowing exactly what's fueling your body. For a snack, I kept things simple but flavorful. Gluten-free corn chips paired with a homemade tuna salad. Quick, easy, and still on the healthier side of things. But again, the gluten-free options often come with a higher price tag. It's one of those things that surprises you about cooking at home. It's not always the budget-friendly option. And finally, dinner, a little taste of home with Nigerian flavors. I had tuwon shinkafa paired with miya alayyahu. Now, this dish is special. It's nostalgic, comforting, and rich in flavor. But between sourcing the ingredients and the time it takes to cook, it's not the easiest meal to throw together. Yet, it's those meals that remind me why I cook. The connection to culture, to tradition, and to flavors I grew up with. That's something you can't put a price on. At the end of the day, cooking at home isn't, always about saving money. Sure, some meals might be cheaper, but often it's about something more. It's about the control over your ingredients, the creativity in your kitchen, and the comfort of knowing exactly what's in every bite. And when it's all said and done, there's a deep sense of, satisfaction that comes with preparing your own food. It's not always easy, and it's definitely not always cheap, but it's always, always, always worth it. Food has always been a way for me to get creative. I'm the type of person who eats with my eyes first. If it doesn't look good, I'm probably not going to enjoy it. No matter how amazing it tastes, there's something about the way food is plated, the colors, the textures. It's almost like an art form. I love making every dish look like it belongs in a magazine spread, even if it's just for me. I remember one time I was hosting a small gathering, nothing too fancy, just a few friends coming over for a casual lunch, but of course I couldn't just serve up, any regular meal. I spent hours scrolling through food blogs, Pinterest boards, and Instagram feeds for inspiration. I finally decided on this beautiful spread of vibrant salads, fresh fruit platters, and a couple of main dishes that looked way more complicated than they actually were. By the time my friends arrived, I had everything perfectly laid out, and I could, see the look on their faces. That's what I live for. When people's eyes, light up before they even take a bite, it's like food is the first conversation, we're having. And I wanted to say, this is going to be amazing. I know I'm corny sometimes. So, sometimes I get really into it, experimenting with different combinations of ingredients. One time I was making a simple Greek yogurt bowl for breakfast, Nothing too fancy, yogurt, fresh fruit, homemade granola, and a sprinkle of chia seeds. But then I thought, why not elevate this a little? So I added a drizzle of honey, some shaved coconut, and a few pomegranate seeds for that pop of color. The whole bowl looked like a piece of, art by the time I was done. And yeah, it was delicious, but the real win was, how gorgeous it looked sitting on the table. I just had to take a picture for Instagram before I dug in. I think what I love most about food is, how it tells a story. Every meal I make, has a little bit of me in it, whether it's a dish I grew up eating or something I discovered online and put my own twist on. Like just the other day, I made lime and cilantro, rice with beef stir fry and broccoli for lunch. And I was like, I have to film it for you guys. It wasn't like a complicated dish, but when I was making it, I kept thinking of how it's a blend of flavors from different places. The fresh zing of lime, the earthiness of cilantro, that savory beef. It's like bringing different worlds together on one plate. That's the beauty of cooking. It's a fusion of memories, flavors, and experiences. Of course, not every meal is a masterpiece. There are times where I try to get creative and it totally flops. I once tried to make this intricate layered dessert I saw online, something with mousse, fruit compote, and a crispy base. Baby, halfway through, I realized I'd completely skipped, a step, and the whole thing started melting right there on the counter. I just ended up laughing about it because honestly, not everything can be perfect. And sometimes it's those little kitchen fails that makes the best memories. But when things go right, it's magic. Like the time I was experimenting with snacks and came up with a quick and easy, snack like eating tuna salad with corn chips, potato chips, whatever it is. And in the tuna salad, I often add, sometimes lemon zest because of that zesty flavor, so I always go for it when I want, something light but satisfying. And then what else did I even want to tell you? Am I talking too much? um so one of the things I love most about being in the kitchen is that it's a space where I can be as creative as I want. There are no rules, no limits. I can take a recipe I've made 100 times and suddenly decide to add something new just to see what happens. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but that's part of the fun. I think that's why I never get bored of cooking. It's always evolving. One day I'll be in the mood for something super healthy, like a green smoothie bowl, and the next I'm craving something rich and indulgent, like lasagna. And the best part of it is, I can make it all from scratch. There is a kind of freedom in knowing that I can whip up whatever I'm in the mood for, using the ingredients I have at hand and make something amazing. Food also has this, incredible way of bringing people together, whether I'm cooking for family, friends, or just for myself. There is this shared experience that happens around the table. I remember one time I hosted a dinner and made this huge spread, rice dishes, stew, salad that works. It wasn't just about the food. It was about the conversations, the laughter, the way everyone connected over a shared meal. There is something about sitting down to eat with people that breaks down, barriers. No matter what's going on in life, when you're around the table, it's like everything just melts away. You're just there in the moment, enjoying good food and good company. And that for me is the magic of cooking. At the end of the day, I think that's why I love cooking so much. It's not just about making, something to eat, it's about creating something beautiful, something that reflects who I am, what I'm feeling, and how I want to connect with the world around me. Whether it's a simple breakfast or a hearty dinner that reminds me of home, every meal is a chance to be creative, to tell a story, and to share every piece of myself with the people I love. And really, that's what makes cooking such an incredible part of my life. And the more I think about it, the more I realize that cooking has become such a personal journey. Even though I've never, moved to my own space, I've always felt like the kitchen is where I can express myself freely. It's like my little domain. I don't need a fancy kitchen or my own space to experiment or try new things. I make do with what I have, and that's part of the beauty of it. I've always loved working with the basics and turning them into something special, even before I had things of my own. I mean, when you think about it, a lot of the best dishes aren't made with the most extravagant ingredients. They come from humble beginnings, simple flavors that come together perfectly. Like that Greek yogurt I mentioned earlier, there's nothing fancy about it. It's just basic ingredients. But when you take the time to layer it, to add that little extra something, it feels like you're indulging something way more special. It's, a reminder that the simple things can be the most satisfying. And let's talk about presentation. That's probably my favorite part. Honestly, I get as much joy from making the food look good as I do eating it. It's like the final touch, the cherry on top. I'll catch myself adjusting the placement of a garnish or carefully drizzling a sauce over a dish just to get that perfect look. Sometimes I laugh at myself because let's be real, it's all going to be eaten in a few minutes or seconds, but there is something about the way a beautiful plate of food makes you feel. It's like an invitation. You want to dive in, experience every flavor, savor each bite. And I think that's why I'm always so drawn to colorful foods. I love a dish that looks like a Boston, like it's Boston with life. Bright greens from fresh herbs, the vibrant reds from tomatoes, or that deep, rich color of a perfectly cooked piece of beef stir fry. It's not just about, how it tastes, but how it looks. Food is an experience for all senses. And for me, sight is a big part of it. And in a way, cooking has also become a form of self, expression for me. I might not be an artist with a, paintbrush, but give me a cutting board, a good knife, and a pile of ingredients, and I can create something that feels just, just as what's the English? Just as artistic, yes. Every dish I make reflects my mood, my taste, even a little bit of my personality. I've noticed that, okay, this is funny. I've noticed that the way I cook changes depending on how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling calm and peaceful, I'll probably make something slow and soothing, like a stew that simmers for hours. If I'm feeling creative and energized, I'll, try out bold flavors or new techniques, something that challenges me a bit. And then there are those days when all I want is something comforting, like a big bowl of pasta, or of course a place of, tuwon shinkafa and miyang alayaho. It's funny how food mirrors the different seasons of life. There are times when everything feels smooth and easy, and my cooking reflects that simple, effortless meal that just fall together. Then there are the busy times when I barely have a moment to think, let alone cook. But I'll still manage to whip up something quick that feels like a win. And of course, there are, celebratory moments, the one where I go all out, whether it's for a special occasion or just because I'm in the mood to create something really, really impressive. I guess you could say my kitchen is where I get to play with different versions of myself. No matter what's going on in my life, I can always count on food to bring me back to center. Whether it's a fancy spread or a humble snack, there's something about preparing a meal that feels grounding. It's like a little bit of, order in the midst of the chaos. And some of my favorite memories are, tied to sharing food with others. There's something about gathering around the table that just, makes everything feel connected. I've had the best conversations over a good meal, whether it's catching up with family or sharing stories with friends. Food has this way of bringing people together, making everyone feel at ease. I remember this one time my family and I were having a big meal.
It wasn't a holiday or anything, just a regular weekend, but we decided to go all out. We made all our favorite dishes, water anab, you name it, we made it, a whole array of side dishes, and the best part, desserts. And I'm really good with baking. Everyone was in such a good mood, laughing, telling stories, and just enjoying the food. It's moments like those that make you realize how powerful food can be. It's not just about filling your stomach, it's about feeding your soul, creating memories, and feeling connected to the people you love. All right, let's hit pause on all the food talk for a moment. I know we've been diving deep into the kitchen, but let's mix things up a little. Now, I want to hear from you. I know a lot of you watching have your own little routines, or maybe even some guilty pleasures when it comes to your day. So tell me, what's your absolute favorite thing to do first thing in the morning? Are you the type who cannot function without a cup of coffee? Or are you more of roll out of bed and straight into the day kind of person? Let me know in the description box, please. Sorry, not description box, the comment section. For me, it's all about, setting the tone, but enough about that. I'm curious about you. Do you have any quirky morning rituals, something totally random that maybe even your friends don't know about? Drop it in the comments because I need to know if anyone else is doing something completely off the wall, like listening to old school 90s jam while getting ready. You never know, you might give someone, else watching a fun idea to try. So, and while we're at it, let's talk about something totally unrelated to food. Let's talk vacations. Who's more excited than me? If you could hop on a plane right now and take a quick getaway, where would you go? Are you all about, lounging by the beach, somewhere tropical, or are you more of an adventurous type, ready to go hiking and exploring? I'm more of a mix. I love the idea of being lazy on the beach, but then getting curious and wandering off to explore the local spots. So, what about you? Share your dream vacation destinations in the comments, and let's see if anyone picks the same place as you. Also, are you the kind of person who plans every time? Let me tell you, I plan everything down to the details. Are you that kind of person? Or you just go with the flow? Personally, I'm a bit of both, honestly. I like to know where I'm going, but not necessarily what I'm doing. But some people I know plan every minute of the day, and I respect that energy. And speaking of totally random, things, I've always wondered what's something you do for fun that most people wouldn't expect about you. That one hobby or one random interest, you have that's so out of character from what people assume. Let me know in the comments because I'm curious if anyone here is secretly collecting like rare stamps or has a hidden talent for juggling. We've all got those unexpected sides to us, right? For me, I've got a thing for, what? I'll save that story for another time, but trust me, it's probably not what you'd expect. So, okay, quick poll because I love learning random facts about people. Are you a night owl or an early bird? Let's settle this once and for all. If you're a night owl, what keeps you going late into the night? Is it Netflix? Is it reading? Or are you just someone who thrives in the quiet? And if you're an early bird, how do you even do it? Like, do you just wake up full of energy or do you need a minute to actually get going? I swear, I'm somewhere in between, depending on the day. But I'd love to know how you all navigate that. And all right, here's a fun one. I love doing this, little what if scenarios. If you had to pick one superpower, what would it be? But here's the catch, you can only use it for really mundane, everyday tasks. No flying or invisibility allowed. Think of it more like super speed or doing the dishes. Or the ability to make laundry fold itself. I think I'd choose to be able to clean the whole house with just a snap of my fingers. Can you imagine how much time that would save? But I want to hear your answers. Get creative with it. All right, let's keep the good vibes rolling. Here's another question for you. What's your guilty pleasure TV show? You know, the one you'll binge watch when no one's around. Is it reality TV, a nostalgic cartoon from childhood, or maybe a crime drama that has you hooked? I have a few shows like that. Once I'll watch, even if I've watched them a million times before. It's like comfort food for the mind, right? Share your guilty pleasures below and let's see if we have any overlapping favorites. Now, speaking of comfort, let's talk about snacks. If you could only have one snack for the rest of your life, what would it be? Sweet, savory, crunchy, or chewy? There are so many choices. For me, I think I'd have to go with popcorn. It's so versatile. You can have it sweet, salty, or even spicy. Plus, there's nothing like curling up with a big bowl while watching a movie. What about you? Let me know your ultimate snack, in the comment section. And hey, let's dive a little deeper. If you could master any skill overnight, what would it be? Maybe you'd love to be a master chef, a skilled musician, or perhaps, you want to learn a new language. The possibilities are endless. For me, I've always dreamed of, being able to paint beautifully. I see all those amazing artwork online and I think, wow, how cool would it be to express yourself like that? So, what's your dream skill? I want to hear your aspirations. Okay, here's another fun thought experiment. If you had the chance to have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be? It could be anyone from your favorite author to a famous leader. I sometimes imagine what it would be like to sit down with someone like Leonardo da Vinci. Imagine the conversations we'd have about art, inventions, and creativity. How about you? Who would you choose? And what's the first question you'd ask them? I can't wait to hear your picks. And then, because I love hearing about all the quirky things that makes us who we are, what's the one of your biggest pet peeves? Those little things that just get under your skin. For me, it's when someone leaves the fridge door open for too long. I know it's silly, but it drives me crazy. And also, don't like people keeping their shoes when they're, where it's not meant to be. So share your pet peeves with me. It's always fun to see what drives people wild, and who knows, maybe we will find some common ones. Now let's take, a trip down memory lane. What's one of your favorite childhood, food memories? Maybe it was something your mom or dad used to make that always brought a smile to your face. For me, it was those special weekends where we'd bake, make cookies, make this lemon na ana, the smell of the baking, the cookies, the lemony flavor always felt like pure magic. I'd love to know, what food memories stand out for you. And just for, kicks, let's throw in a few rapid fire questions. Ready? Here we go. Chocolate or vanilla? Morning person? Okay, I've already asked that. Look at me. Asking so many questions I've asked before. I have been talking too much. Have I? But I'm asking a lot of questions because I know you would answer one or two maybe. Please watch this video to the end because I've talked a lot. Okay, let's wrap this up. And now that we've had, a little fun, I'm going to switch gears soon and share something I've been working on for a while. But I'll save that for later. No spoilers just yet, though you'll have to stick around for more on that in another video. In the meantime, keep the comments coming with your answers. I'm really, looking forward to reading through them all. It's so fun getting to know you guys better with, every video, inshallah. So, and I hope you love this video. Please give it a thumbs up. And if you've not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Don't you want to be watching this type of videos? Please subscribe, share with your family, like this video, leave a comment, answer my questions. You'll see me next week, inshallah. Thank you so much. Bye.